My name is Anton Welke, and this is my wife, Christina Welke. And we are on the Global Missions team with an emphasis on the Dominican Republic.
Anton and I met in second grade in Mrs. Milky's class. We're each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend in fourth grade. And in high school, became really good friends, graduated, and Anton was getting ready to go join the Navy, and I was getting ready to go to business school. And he called me out of the blue and asked me to marry him. 10 months after we graduated, we got married in a courthouse in Maricopa County and
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th in Arizona. Our faith lives were in different places because we were experiencing different things in life. Anton was overseas, Anton was living on a ship and was really lonely, and I was really experiencing a lot of pain from losing my dad as a teenager and just wanting the rest of my life to be great. Right away, we started going to church. We would go 1 week to the Lutheran church down the road and the other week to the Catholic church down the road, just every other week. And I had never prayed openly with anybody in my life, but him and I started just praying openly for people back home in our little apartment in San Diego, and that's really where our faith life began.
We basically only spent 2 or 3 more weeks together. I went out to sea for a week, and we were pulling in on September 11th. And I just always had a picture of her on my rack, and I just would look at her, give her a little kiss every morning. Went down to get my eggs. I seen this kid run in and just say, plane just hit the World Trade Center, we're going to war.
So I really had only lived in San Diego for 6 weeks, and I was 18, I was married, and my husband was going to war, and I was on my own. During that time when he was overseas, he was running down to grab some lunch, and General Quarters was called. And
this was just a drill this time. I was just running up, and by the time, they have to shut the water hatches, and that's like a 300-pound door, and a portion of it somehow, some way hit me, knocked me down, cut me here, and I woke up on the bottom of the steps with blood running in my eyes, and I just grabbed it. My buddy took me to medical, and they stitched me up, and just started getting side effects of a mild TBI.
We continued living out in San Diego until he got out of the service. We moved back to our hometown, Plainview, started our life back here, and continued. The struggles continued. We were going to the Catholic Church, and my mom said to me, if you guys really want God in your life, you need to go to church every Sunday and not just go when things are bad. And so she challenged me, and she was right. And even though we had been practicing in the Catholic Church, I think we both knew that we needed a new home.
I'd like to think about going over to Rochester or trying another church in Plainview.
The first week we went to CCC, we dropped off the kids. Again, I'm bringing in all of what I believed was what your faith life should look like. And after a couple of months of attending, I just remember thinking like all of those things I thought I had to do in order for God to love me, in order for God to accept me, all of that came crumbling down. I just remember thinking none of that matters. At the same time, Anton was seeking help for really an unknown at that point. He was seeking help for mental illness, just anxiety and depression, and just this really interwoven, complex thing that he'd been dealing with for 6 years. Anton got had some evaluations done at the VA, and in 2015 found out that he had a brain injury from the incident in 2001, and that had been causing all of his issues for the last 14 years. So Care 11 picked up the story, shared it with a whole bunch of people. We became the center of this big, controversial thing that they weren't taking care of veterans. And so Anton and I were part of those stories, and overall 25,000 veterans got examinations for brain injuries because they knew that they weren't taking care of these guys. Now we had a better understanding of what was causing all of these issues, and we had a baseline that we could work toward. And we actually knew what we could pray for. And I think that up to that point, I think Anton thought that his situation was hopeless, but through prayer and through great friendships and really great Bible study groups, we've been able to lean into them and just find God in this journey and through all these struggles.
We used to, like Jimmy John's used to get 2 large pizzas for $9.99. This was like in 2001, right? And we would just grab $20 and get a couple large pizzas and a little extra money, get like a 99-cent soda. And if anyone's ever been to San Diego, there's homeless people everywhere. So we would just stop by and bless them with that.
They were people to him. And I just witnessed him giving practical things. So as a couple, we just kind of
make chili.
We did it on our own. We'd make chili and drive up and down the boulevard and just serve chili. And in 2013, we were going on vacation to the Dominican Republic, and that place completely changed us. We went there on vacation and left thinking we're gonna do something really big here someday, and I just don't know what that is. The Global Missions team spent some time trying to find an existing partnership that we could come along beside. And so the Global Missions team spent some time vetting, and we did a vision trip in January and got to meet Tammy and Rick from Mission 2535. And we're excited to say that this is an amazing opportunity for our church to come alongside what they have started. I can envision people in our church taking their gifts, taking their skill sets down there and just loving on the people that they support. There's just endless opportunity to go down and have a really big impact on a community that is struggling. I think we have the responsibility to do that as Christians, to go out and make sure that we're outside of our churches and not just investing in our churches, but investing in everyone that hasn't heard about God yet.